People of Reddit, in what categories are you above average? Wait. Me too. Shame. I mean same. Both. Trivia. Not good enough to audition for Jeopardy, but good enough to win at Trivial Pursuit most of the time. I used to do quiz bowl in college. One of my friends actually went on Jeopardy and won. Ken Jennings. Being the last person someone talks to before they die. I think I've got double digits now. Serial killer? Nice try. FBI. 911 dispatcher. That isn't mutually exclusive. That is a crime show I would watch. Number of bones in the adult human body. I have a condition where some bones in my ankles never fused. While for 99% of people this happens during childhood. Does it affect your life? My ankles get extremely swollen and painful after a few hours of standing still in place. I can walk around fine, but I need custom orthotics. My ankle muscles are weak, and I've sprained both of them 4+ times, which only makes it worse. Have you ever considered being a child again? Yes. Knowledge of tarantula husbandry. It helps that the average for this is insanely low. I'm intrigued but also terrified. My hobby is raising tarantulas. I buy them as tiny and as small as I can get them, raise them for a year or so, and then sell them and buy more. I own about 60 spiders, but only a small handful are larger than a coup pincher's leg span. The ones that are enormous, but there's only a couple. I get so much joy out of this insane activity I can't even tell you. And because I'm a nerd, I know a lot about them, even compared to the average tarantula nerd, which puts me many standard deviations ahead of the general average. I'd love to understand how your brain works, as this is my worst nightmare. While I'm sure you've got some insanely cool knowledge. With all respect, I hope our paths never cross. The best part is that you would probably never even know. All my nightmare babies are in my walk-in closet, tucked away all safe and dark. Most of the people I know in RL don't even know I have them. You could come over, hang out, play some board games, and never even realize the roiling hellscape scant yards away from where you're sitting. I do have some insanely cool knowledge though. It's fun when a spider shows up in a movie and my wife looks at me and tell her what species it is. I have an above average amount of arms and legs, and *NISES. The average human has approximately 1 testicle. Am I not supposed to have 3? Chernobyl? As an it guy. Googling. Thank God I found this tip from 2005. Apostrophe. Cooking prowess. Levels of alcoholism. Relative ability to speak German compared to most French Canadians. You sound hella fun to chill with. Provided you do not mind someone having very strong opinions on football and RuPaul. Yes, 100% I am. Having a record for being born with the most heart conditions. I don't know if anyone else has been born with as many or more, but I was born with 5 heart conditions. The doctors were surprised I lived past the first 24 hours. I'm glad I did, because I just turned 16 on the 18th of August. Also, those who are curious about my heart conditions, double inlet left ventricle transposition of the great arteries, hypoplastic right heart syndrome, arterial septal defect, ventricular septal defect. Holy crap. How many surgeries have you had? I've been looking for this comment on this thread. I've had 16, but I'm sure this guy's had more, or at least gone through a lot more than me. I have nothing but respect for him. I believe that's way above average. And that was all before I was 18, lol. Thankfully nothing life threatening, but still not exactly ideal. I guess most people don't know all the countries, capitals, states, state capitals, Chinese provinces. IDK, so whatever that is. I'm a huge geography nerd, so I feel you on this one. I know almost every country. Some of the islands still trip me up. Every state/province in the US/Canada/Australia. Their capitals. And I could name several others in many other countries. I'm bad at national capitals though. I don't know most of those. The best part of all this? I'm an American. A lot of people don't believe me because they genuinely believe that every single American is just like the ones in that memorable Jimmy Fallon video. In their defense, I'm one of those Americans and I know exactly 0 people with even somewhat decent knowledge of their own continent. In grade 9 social studies, we were asked to draw a map of Canada. Don't remember the reason, and this one kid named James literally just drew a diamond. It wasn't that he didn't try or was bad at art. He literally thought Canada was shaped like a diamond. We live in Canada. I still remember that kid. I know words. I have the best words. Words good. Double plus good. Reading double plus ungood. Aha. My baldness is way above my peers. I'm 19 years old. You all wish you could look like me. That was me at 17. All my friends kept telling me I was losing my hair, and I was in denial. At 22 I shaved my head bald because I felt really self-conscious about it. I rocked the bald head for about a year and decided to grow it back last winter. Also, fun fact, guys that lose their hair early typically have higher levels of testosterone than their peers. I hope that makes up for the high-pitched yelp I make when a bug flies near me, lol. Just be sure to yell I have higher testosterone levels than you when you do yelp. That should even out. Haha. Lifting heavy things. I used to do a lot of heavy weightlifting back in the day. Like my maximums were 750 pounds squat, personal best, 580 bench, 650 deadlift at around 275 pounds weight. I'm pretty average in many areas, but being able to push bar bending weights like I did was pretty amazing feeling when I achieved a new maximum. Translated well into being able to move easily because I could, for example, sling a washing machine on my shoulder no problem and take it to the truck. I will say that those were all extremely heavy weights that I definitely couldn't do now due to some injuries, but still have way more strength than many people still despite not having done anything like that in 10 plus years now. 750 pounds squat, holy shit dude. Yay, that one was special and surreal. I still remember that day vividly. Honestly, I don't know how I did it, because that for sure was the heaviest I've ever lifted. I'm fortunate to have shorter and much thicker legs, 29-inch pant length, and a tall torso, 60 total height, which I think helped. I remember when I got it off the rack my immediate reaction was oh duck no, this is too much, but had the crowd and all behind me, and I was pretty hyped myself along with a fantastic spotter. I went down easy and came back up about halfway and almost had to throw it forward, but somehow I got that last little bit, which damn sure took the longest. I had to sit down for a little bit after that one. I think my knees blew out just by reading that post. My partner and I are both above average in bed, so instead of 69 we actually do a 70. Try 77. You get 8 more. r/the did Thermoth. SAT scores. Although I know that doesn't mean much. Be proud of being smart. Thanks man. I'm always hard on myself when it comes to academics, so it was nice for you to reminded me to just be proud. For real, I have a friend who got a perfect score on the act and basically no one knows 'cause he's embarrassed by it for some reason. It's not a bad thing to be proud of an accomplishment like that. I have the ability to keep calm in very stressful situations. This helped me to go through a lot of tough times. I'm really thankful for it. Oh shut, that's me as well. If it's life or death, I'm calm and focused. If it's helping my daughter with math, I'm super stressed and stupid. In the same way, I can get stressed about the most mundane things, but in a crisis there's like an aura of clarity. There's a name for it I think, but I can't remember. Yay. That aura of clarity is insane if you think about it. I've experienced it a couple of times now. Once even after several beers. I saw a car crash in front of us on New Year's Eve. Already half drunk me sobered up completely, and while others were still processing what happened, I was already at the car helping the woman behind the wheel to calm down and providing first aid. Reddit karma made me click NGL. Hat size 8 1/8. No need to be big-headed about it. Just take the upvote and get out to here. Time spent with girls who are not considering me as a potential partner. Hand-eye coordination. I'm really good at most bar games, and especially ping pong. Mentions ping pong. and that they're really good. You're in for it, buddy. Walking. Average. Steps a day close to 15k. How much is it in distance? MeFit says 11 kilometers for 16,000 steps. What I did yesterday. Geography knowledge. I can name every country in the world and put almost all in the right place on a blank map. I can currently name about half of the capital cities. I know all of them, but can't always match them up properly yet. I don't know why I love the subject so much, but at least I'm learning, I guess. That's incredible. Procrastinating. Doubt. I'll prove it later. Tolerating people I disagree with. I like hearing their perspective and challenging my own. This whole picking sides thing in this country is out of control. I don't see a lot of adult conversations to find a middle ground anymore, and that's sad. Teach me. I'm trying to work on this, but it's so easy to get emotionally invested in certain opinions, and I get upset. I don't ever resort to name calling, but I certainly develop negative feelings towards the people with whom I disagree. Well, I do my best to not take other people's perspective as a personal insult. Everyone has their own experiences that makes them see things through their own lens. Rather than countering what they say with why I don't agree, I try to ask questions to try to help me understand why they feel the way they do. My BF and I have opposite political views, and we have opened each other's eyes to a better understanding of where opposite views come from. In the end, we find we have more in common than different. Everyone comes from a place of wanting what is best for society. We just don't agree on the best way to achieve it because of our personal experiences. Loving someone more than I love my opinions has made it easier to have kind discussions about hot topics, and it carries over to how I deal with other people too. In a nutshell, just be kind and listen. Trying to be heard instead of listening makes discussions fruitless. Being below average. I hate how this type stuff is always the top comment. As a joke, it's been run into a ground. If serious, it's an endless pity party feedback loop. Hand-eye coordination and special awareness. I can drop something from above my head, and without looking I could catch it before it hits ground. Comes in handy when I drop something, or when something flies at me for whatever reason. My peripheral vision is very wide as well, so I can basically see what's happening next to me while looking straight ahead. I work as a chemist, so I use this skill daily to handle dangerous substances without killing myself. Edit. Spatial awareness. Long day, folks. Had a chuckle at special awareness. Like X-ray vision. Got me hella envious. Speed typing. I guess more than above the average. Anyone dares to challenge? I have two urethra. Do both function like two streams of urine? They start as two streams, but since one doesn't have as much pressure it falls off and joins the other stream. I'm above average in shortness. Under 5 foot gang represent. Microsoft Excel. Test taking. Bruh, first rule of Excel is don't talk about how good you are at Excel unless you want multiple people daily asking you how do I make the rows turn into the columns. As an Excel newbie that's very passionate about making my daily job easier, this has helped me improve immensely. All these random questions people come up with that they are too lazy to Google only make me learn more, and my boss pays me to experiment with something I enjoy. Where can I find a job that lets me regularly use Excel? I ducking love it, but my job just has me do boring clerical work that wouldn't be possible to use Excel to make more efficient. I'd love to make money using Excel all day. Accounting. I'm probably above average at spending lots of time shitposting on Reddit for picture of titties / Josh Peck while somehow simultaneously graduating from medical school and completing my first year of residency. In school verbal categories, but way behind in math, but I have dyscalculia, so much fun. I will be 42 next week and have struggled severely with math my entire life. And seeing that word is like a revelation to me, as I now realize I have had this my entire life. I always felt dumb as shit in school for not being able to remember how to solve a problem 2 seconds after the teacher showed it to us, and I understood how to do it. I also cannot math in my head to save my own life, if it came to me. Unless it's very simple math, like 2 plus 2 equals 4 and shut like that. And I have to go over numbers in Excel over and over again to make sure I didn't switch any around. I can write a 30-page research paper from beginning to end in 4 hours and receive a perfect score every time. Just finished my masters and writing was my jam. But you give me an equation to solve and I'm completely and hopelessly lost. Statistical math was a nightmare for me, and many tears were shed during that class as I worked for 8 to 10 hours on the homework every week. Photography. I've been practicing about 15 years and can take some pretty okay images. Also, ukulele. But that's only because I don't think the average person can ukulele. Out of curiosity, are ukulele strings tuned to an open chord? Number of ovaries. Oh, that are. Overthinking. Emotional intelligence. Communication. And trip sitting. Which oddly all go hand in hand together. I guess there's a part of me that's always been interested in the clinical psychology aspect of psychedelics. But there's a larger portion of me interested in law. I'm really good at Terraria, if that counts. Reading. It's a really lost art. How inspiring. Keep scrolling. Video games, I guess. GC and Rocket League. Diamond back in my League of Legends days. Diamond in my Overwatch days. Positive KDS in the FPS games I play. Was on the PUBG top player list once. And so on. Now if only I was as good at something like math. Or making music. Or something that could make me a living. Edit. Also, y'all are some supportive people, and it makes me happy. I used to wonder why I could never get as good at other things as much as I have in Dota 2. Then I remembered I have 3,500 hours on that game. Spend a couple thousand hours doing math, or playing an instrument, and see how good you get. Facts. Being above average disappointment in the eyes of my parents. You're not a disappointment to me. Close bracket. Thanks. That's very kind of you. Closed bracket closed bracket closed bracket closed bracket closed bracket. Creativity. I'm no artist. Just a clever engineer. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you want more videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. You are helping me a lot. Thanks again.